Good evening, the leaders and seekers. Welcome to this event. I hope you had a very good start of the week. And if you had some problems, well, this event will inspire you, I'm pretty sure. My name is Gedre, and I'm a founder of Leadership Training Platform. And today we're going to talk about personal transformation for leaders. And we will cover very important and I would say effective methodology, which is called flow or flow hacking program. So, what is flow? Harvard recognizes this state as an optimal state where you feel your best and perform your best. And actually, flow was initially designed to promote happiness of individuals and then gradually was extended to organizational performance and leadership accordingly. So it sounds that this program is about how to make leaders happy and also their people happy. And today we are going to talk about flow program, its benefits. And for that, I have invited Remigijus Savickas, who has brought this methodology to Lithuania and successfully applied to help top leaders for the last 6 years. He is so-called well-being architect and has undergone this his personal journey from outwards to inwards, and flow methodology helped him a lot. Very briefly, how I met Remigijus. I met Remigijus in one of his retreats. It was called Authentic Weekend. I remember it very clearly by now. It was June 2017. And the reason why I came to this retreat is because I was hitting the wall in my professional life. And basically because I had some suppressed emotions. And I remember that Remigijus could see that and not just saw that, but also helped me to open up and, shake it off. Shake that fear, shake that um, anger, I would say, and so on. So since then, I could, or I've had an impression of him as a very strong leader, coming from a business world, but also he can truly recognize people and their authenticity. So that was my experience, how I met Remigijus. And I think now it's about time to say hi to Remigijus and ask him about that. Maybe we can start from that point, from that authentic leadership or authentic weekend. At what stage in your life you were at that time, Remigijus? So, hello, good evening.
Hello, Gedre. Thank you for invitation for this introduction. Yes, it's great to remember 2017 for me was also the year where I changed a lot. And I've finished studies in Italy where I got a holistic counseling accreditation and brought this to Lithuania, this topic like authentic leadership, where we were going much deeper in 5 emotional states. And the first emotional states, and while you are listening, try to measure to yourself also how much of this emotional state is really in you right now. So the first one is relaxed confidence. What is the relaxed confidence? When you feel grounded and you have the belief in yourself that I have resources inside of myself to face the challenges which comes to me right now. So this is the first one. The second one is courage to act. So if you have some kind of the idea and you got like an impulse inside, do you have the courage inside to move, to lean, not to freeze, to lean, to face the fear which comes to your way? So this is the second one. The third one is the inner shadow, your inner demons. Do you have the safe space to explore your black or unwanted parts? Because if you are still hiding or never touched this, so it's going to come back, definitely. The fourth one is compassion. And compassion to others or compassion to yourself, or you can call it like self-love. So do you have rituals? How do you love yourself? Do you express this? If you don't, so then overworking is natural for you and burnout is coming. And the fifth one is joy. So inner joy, do you experience inner joy? If you're closing your eyes in the evening, is the smile coming naturally to you, or it's a forced action? So this is like a 5 natural emotional states which leads you to authentic leadership. So yeah, about this and where I was at that stage. So I finished studies. My son was born in 2017. I published a book about this in Lithuanian, and also I sold my company, which I was building like 12 years. So it was like, yeah, this is the moment which I was waiting so long. So this is where I was at that year.
Great, perfect. I remember that my favorite one was the third emotional stage, the shadow.
Yeah.
Because I faced most struggle with that. So I was really curious what is that. So thank you very much. So now authentic leadership and flow. How is it related? And how flow came into your life?
Mm-hmm. I think the key that usually I am bringing the topics which are related to my life also. So what happened? When I was in 2017, from outside, it seems like the peak. I was on the peak of the mountain, let's say, and I said, yeah, great, amazing. What happened after half a year, I was like, whoa, down in the hill. Emotionally, physically also, because I was not sleeping at home with the small child. There are some struggles, definitely. And also I closed the doors of the company which I was building. So I gave myself time to reflect and to look for the area where I would like to focus for the next 10 or 20 years. And I do not want it to repeat the same thing. So I was looking for something different. And I gave for myself like 2 years to explore that. So I was traveling to different kind of retreats, conferences. And in one conference, it was Nordic Business Forum, I heard the first time about the flow. And the speaker was Covey. So I was listening and I was, oh, that's interesting topic for me. And only when I started to learn about this, I understood why. Why particularly this topic brought my attention. And why, and if you personally now going through the period where you are thinking, should I stay in the same field? Or maybe should I start some side hustle? Or maybe should I quit what I am doing and start a different journey? So based on what or what kind of criteria you could make a decision. So the key finding for me was that it's really important to base your decision on the areas where you are naturally curious. Where you're naturally curious, what happens, your attention goes for free. So you are naturally focusing. For example, if somebody would give me the book of history to read, I would start to sleep after, I don't know, half an hour probably, because it doesn't engage me. It doesn't bring the energy inside of me. But if I would take a book about the human nature, about biology, about neuroscience, about peak performance, so I could read all night. And this gives a really great competitive advantage, because you don't need the power of will to focus on something that you don't like. So the key is to find what you really like, and especially even crossing the areas which you like, and finding the solution for a certain problem. So this is how flow came to my life. I finished studies in United States, and what happened after the studies, I came back to Lithuania. It was in January, and then boom, COVID hit it. It was like, oh my God, this is the great time to start a new program. And I found the colleague Lina, and I'm really grateful what we are doing the last 4 years on this personal well-being area.
Okay, thank you very much, Remigijus. So could you please describe then, you described like, okay, you're very, once you're very curious, you have this flow state, right? And you don't have to use any willpower to force yourself to, you know, to make yourself work and do something what you don't like, which is amazing. So in opposite, what is non-flow state, and how did you experience that? How did you jump from non-flow to you know, to flow state? What was that pivot point in your life?
Mm-hmm. So even before, like I had like a training company, was co-founder, and I enjoyed what I am doing. The problem was that I was overdoing that. So when you have the professional life which you really like, so there is a chance that you can overdo it. And in training business, so I was doing like 22 days per month or 7 days in a week. So it was too much. And I was not understanding the flow cycle. What is the flow cycle? So there is like 4 stages. The first stage is struggle. Everybody is struggling. The question is how long? If you struggle in the morning for 10 minutes, so it's okay. But if you spend in the struggle phase for half a day or 1 week, it's not good. Something is wrong. And in struggle phase, your brain waves are in the beta phase. So it's like short and you have like a buzz in your head. Then the second stage is release. So what happens when you start to work on some kind of the project or something? So then you have a sensation, this is what I would like to achieve. Then you're moving to the second stage. And the third stage is the flow state. So what happens during the flow state? You are totally focused what you are doing. You are enjoying the process. Time flies. For me, delivering the workshops, speaking engagements, gigs, etc., the time goes like this. Today, I was working with one company. We had like a strategy session. It's really hard time for that company, and they were trying to make a turnaround. So that day for me was gone. The same for participants, because I'm enjoying that process and they are also doing. So the perception of the time just also the process itself is very enjoyable. So you want to repeat it. Also, your skills and challenge, they are intersecting. So you really are in the process at that moment. So this is the flow state. Then the fourth stage, and the fourth stage, what I was missing in my previous, let's say, chapter of my career, is active recovery. So what does it mean when you are really recovering, or you are rebuilding your strength, your capacity to focus? So usually what happens after flow state, you are in great mood and it seems that you have energy. So after the workshop, I'm in great shape. So I can do more work. So after workshop, I would sit on the laptop, do some works, send some proposals. And that was a huge mistake because I was depleting my energy. So what's really important after the flow state to have active recovery. And active recovery, it's not that you will sit, take a glass of wine and watch a movie on the Netflix, what happens for most people during Friday night. That's how they perceive. Now I can relax. It's not relaxation. And we can go deeper into what kind of the active recovery activities can really be implemented and gives results.
Yeah, could you please give some examples?
Yes. So, for example, just 2 weeks ago, I got like a little bit something sneezing or something because going on different kind of events. So my active recovery was to go to the clinic and to have like injection and it different kind of the vitamins, NMN, magnesium, etc. And that brought me back during next 2 days. If I haven't done that, so there is a huge possibility that I would be sick for 2 weeks. So that gives like fastest. So like injections. Another one is a nap. For me, like a power nap, it's a great tool to recover. So for example, in the morning, having like 2 hours of intensive work, then having like a breakfast, and then going for 45 minutes power nap. And I'm measuring like a readiness with the Oura ring. So what happens, the power nap gives usually about like a 5% of your activity for peak performance. So power naps. Another is like oxygen bars. So you can go again to the clinic and have like an oxygen bar or cryo sauna or deep floating. So it's a floating therapy. The tank is filled with the magnesium. For 1 hour, you're just laying down. So after this type of the active recovery, for example, tomorrow I'm going to the sauna with let's say sauna man. He is going to do a ritual, and it's going to be like a man gathering, and it's going to be a really good 3 hours for active recovery.
Amazing. Well, I'm listening to you, and this thought came to my mind like, we know that, right? Like, we really do know that. So, how come? What happens sometimes in life or in our heads? I don't know, that we don't use these techniques. Why do we tend to forget these simple things that help us tremendously in life?
It's because this is my. If you could imagine here, there is like a line. And here, let's say this is your radical awareness. So your ability to see what happens. So this radical awareness, if you have a certain energy inside of you, and if you have enough energy, so you can stay above the line. So you can consciously choose what to do. But if you don't have energy enough, so what happens? Your radical awareness goes below the line. And then you become unconscious. From outside, yes, it seems like you are acting, talking, etc. But actually, you are unconscious because you are on automated behavior. And if you are staying here, it's really hard to move back and to make really good decisions. It's the same, like after the work, if you are going on the road and there is a traffic light, and there is possibility when you are standing near the traffic light, there is a red light, and there is a moment you can choose to go to the gym or you can choose to go at home. And usually what happens in that moment, if the person is here, he's choosing to go to the home. If the person is a bit here, maybe I will go. After the gym, what happens? Like this. So the key is how much energy I have inside of me. How much like psychic energy do I have inside me? And be conscious about that. So not to deplete that and always refill it. So in your calendar, have like active recovery moments. If you still believe that 2 weeks per year can save you and bring you happiness, it's nonsense. This is the slavery if you have only 2 weeks of vacation per year. So
Yes.
you need to reshape and rechange your calendar. And it should have active recovery protocols.
Sounds really interesting.
Yep. And if you go deeper, so this is the one key thing to bring back your vitality. So level of your energy in order to stay above the line, not to go below the line. So this is the one. And the second one is clarity. The problem is about the clarity. And the person doesn't have a clear vision about himself personally. It's a one thing. And the second one, there is no clear vision professionally. Like the person doesn't have like emotional lighthouse professionally where he or she would like to go. If you don't have emotional lighthouse, so if there is a storm inside or even outside, something disturbing is happening, so it's really depressing. Why? Because it's dark. There is no light where to go. So the second step, first one is to bring vitality back. The second one is to create clarity. And
sorry, may I interrupt?
Yep.
This is where our shadow side comes in, where you don't have energy, and now what you said, right? Dark side.
Yeah.
Like destructive emotions and negativity, right?
Yes. So the dark side, one of the dark side things is that the person is lying to himself, is not telling the truth.
Okay.
He's saying or she is saying like, it's still okay. It's still okay. It will pass. No, it will not be. It will get worse.
Yeah.
And that's like, then it creates like going down, down, down. But when you can face the shadow, the dark, bring to light. So then there is a possibility you're coming back.
Yeah. But only by raising your energy, your vitality, right? Otherwise, it's basically impossible.
So
You
it's
need
the
to
first.
really.
And the second one is identity. It's personal identity. So
Yeah.
do you have a why usually the person is buying like the membership to the gym? Now is the new year, so most people who bought membership to go to the gym, half of them probably stopped already going to the gym. Why? Because they don't have a clear vision inside themselves about themselves.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, or it's
Yeah.
usually quite vague, or very bad case, it's they have a vision which was created when they were teenagers. And that vision was not updated till now. And that's why usually there is like a crisis when the person is 30 years old, 40 years old, or 50, mid-age crisis. It's about your identity because you don't have what's coming next. You don't have what's pleasant to wait for. And this is the huge topic. And you need to spend time in order to recreate, rewrite personal vision about yourself.
Yeah, sounds interesting and totally makes sense. So basically, you need to have very strong why and to see yourself in the future. If you're going to the gym, right, you need to envision yourself in the future, what kind of person you want to become.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, and this is more important than say to yourself, I want to lose 20 kilos or 10 kilos.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
gain 5 kilos of muscles. This is bullshit goals because you will get it or you will lose it and then you will reclaim it back. So
Yeah.
you need to focus on the process itself, how to create your living experience more pleasant.
Yeah. I know the book, I have listened to that book, Atomic Habits. I don't remember now the author by heart, but it also says about that, that it's about these small steps towards your new identity. And your willpower that you have also mentioned in this session will not do everything. It can maybe force for a while, but then you are going back because you don't have that strong vision in front of you. Why are you doing this? Why on earth?
Yes, true. So yeah, I really like Atomic Habits. So definitely
Yeah,
this had influenced my thinking a lot.
great, perfect. And okay, so you mentioned personal identity, you mentioned I guess personal well-being, right, with this energy and so on, and we have three more elements. So what are the three more elements of the flow state of mind?
Uh, Three elements. I would say like another one is turbo habits. So it means that you need to have habits which will create a sustainable result. Because if you don't have, okay, you have like a vitality, you have like a vision, identity, your person.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't reflect on your daily activities or weekly activities, it will not create a sustainable result.
Yeah.
So one of the turbo habits, it could be like a personal strategy session. Usually, strategy session is considered for the companies. Now we are going to have like a strategy session. But what about you personally? When was the last time you had a strategy session with yourself? Boom. And if you will go to the psychologist, this question you will never get, or maybe if it's more advanced psychologist. Why? Because for them, it's hard to relate to the business. But some things you can definitely apply to you personally. So, for example, you have like a vision, and if you would set in your personal calendar 15 minutes in the beginning each week, like repeatedly,
Yeah.
sit for 15 minutes and to
Mhm.
ask yourself deeper questions. I am still, do I still enjoy what I am doing? Do I do like vital activities which will bring me result that I desire? What happened maybe the week ago, which draw me from my goal? So
Mhm.
this is the questions which you can ask yourself and make like a stop moment in order to recalibrate. And it's really important
Yeah.
to recalibrate yourself. Am I going still to the, because in the music, each time you are playing like professional instruments, you need to calibrate. So the same with the personal identity, you need to calibrate this.
Yeah, but you need to have courage, right? And again, to have this honesty with yourself, radical honesty, which is not easy.
Which is
Do you
not,
agree?
yes, so that's why like personal mentors or a certain program can create, which we are doing in the flow hacking. But if you have like really good friends definitely could help that. So the next element is to have your tribe. To have your tribe or to have your supporting group in order to create accountability.
Yeah.
Because personally, you can push yourself, but if you have a neighbor, for example, with the neighbor, we have like a tradition once per week to go for a walk in Vingio Parks. So it's a great tradition. We are talking about positive things, but also challenging each other. He is 62 years now old, so he's like a mentor for me. He did like 3 businesses, a very successful person, and I really enjoy his company. And also like having this type of the people around yourself and meeting regularly, this is the key, can create more sustainable results.
Perfect. So these are 5 elements, right? Could you please, so it's clarity, right? Vision, identity, turbo habits, and tribe.
Yep, and vitality.
And vitality. Dear audience, if you have any questions, comments, if you want to also add some comments from your life, what you have applied, what techniques you have applied, you're very welcome to put it on the chat, and we will read in a while. Okay, that sounds really interesting. So since 2019, right, you said you started applying this program, not only to your personal life, but also to, you know, to help others, leaders, and so on. What difference did you notice, both in your personal life and maybe in others? What that main difference you can, you know, you can see as a trend, maybe I would call it.
If you can imagine the line, and on one side there is like tension, frustration, anger, anxiety, and let's say -7. On another side there is like great vibe, energy, vitality, let's say +7.
Mhm.
So what happened for me in 2017, I would say even I was on the peak, but after the peak, like emotionally, I dropped to, let's say, -3, -4. And what this concept helped me from this to move to, let's say, +5. And that's what I am also witnessing and see in flow hacking program for founders and CEOs and leaders, that they are also moving from that side to another side. From tension, aggression, drinking alcohol, and having no friends, and not being able to name why to live. What's the point? Missing like a real sense of life, moving to another side. And what I would like underline, these people, they are successful people. Most of them you can see in the business magazine, etc. The key is that they are paying too big price for pushing themselves, and they were not spending enough time in recovering themselves. So what happens during these 4 months and meeting after 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years? So the shift from that side to another side, because they are getting the tools, and it's really great. Even like 2 days ago, my colleague Lina, she got a message from one participant, and she recorded a message while driving to work. And the message was stating like, "Thank you very much. I am enjoying now the ride, going to work, and it really brought the aliveness, the joy in experiencing the life. And the key is not to find the balance between life and work. This is bullshit. It's not the balance. It's ability to shift your personal experience of life. And this is why we're here. To struggle and to be in the pain, it's not natural. I have a son, he's 6.5 years old. He is a beautiful example. For him, it's natural to enjoy the process, to smile in the morning and like, okay, let's do something. You need to do something wrong in order to make him angry or not enjoy the process. So it's natural in us. So my invitation is to bring back this natural state enjoyment of the process of the life.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I remember, as Tony Robbins says, that we all experience pain, we all experience problems and drama in our lives and losses of our beloved ones, but we choose if we want to suffer. Suffering is our choice, basically. So, of course, there are some emotions that you need to overcome, greed and so on. It depends, but the suffering is basically our own choice. How long we want to be stuck on that stage. And while you were talking about these leaders, I imagined you as a stop sign for them. You make them stop, I guess. Stop, reflect, rethink their lives and what natural sides they have, right? And then you give them tools, how to move on further on. So it's a great mission you're doing, Remigijus.
Thank you, Giedre. I am enjoying. I was looking also for myself where I would like to focus next 10 years, because I have natural talents according human design model. I am a projector, so this is even according my birth date. I have a natural tendency to help the person to wake up inside and also to guide in order to release the full potential of that person. And still, I am learning. I am personally on journey. I started my psychotherapy studies, which are related to bioenergetics. So it's how to use the body, how to bring the aliveness in the body of the person using, again, different kind of the techniques, which are even more deeper level.
Yeah. And also now I remember that flow is also very much related to neuroscience technology, right? Am I right?
Yes, it's
to what extent? Mm-hmm.
It's related to the neuroscience, like behavioral stuff. So the toolbox which we are talking in the program, they are related, which in most cases, they are bringing results. And it's according like a neuroscience. There was like in McKinsey study, like top management got like very good peak performance results. But from the technology side, so I am a fan of also TransTech. TransTech is technologies which help you to raise your personal well-being. So like Aura rings, like Pulsetto, like other devices which can bring you data, personal data about yourself, which you can use as a source in order to correct your decisions and behaviors. So I'm also a fan of these technological things for personal well-being.
Okay, great. So I think it's time now to really receive some questions from the audience. Thank you very much for your active listening. We're very happy to have you here, and we hope that you got some, at least some inspiration from our session, but also maybe something new. So you're very welcome to share on the chat and also ask questions. If you have any, this is the time. And meanwhile, I would like to ask Remigijus, okay, so now we have a leader, and he wants to start his or her transformational journey. And I don't know, you have maybe 1 minute to encourage, because you said you are very good in wakening up people. You have 1 minute to wake him or her up. What would you say? What recommendation would you give to that person so he would be inspired to move on?
I would need to see that person, because I'm working like personally when I see the person. But in general, I would ask like, why you don't love yourself? Why? What happened to you when you stopped that? And going deep with this question. And something should shift inside of this person. So why you stopped to love yourself? What's holding you back? What really you would like to see in your life journey, to experience? What is true calling for you personally? And why you are still hiding your talent? Why you are still hiding that? Nobody's benefiting for that, and it's even hurting you. So that would be my questions. And but personally, when I see the person, it can get much deeper.
Yeah, but I think it's a very good question, and going deeper and deeper, right? Because it's all about love, right? So yeah.
Not about love, but about the joy. The joy is a high of this emotional state, like joy has a high of a vibration than love. And
Okay.
is even higher. So sometimes I would say, like in general, spirituality, love is overrated, or it's talked a lot about this. Yes, it's a great state, but also I would like to invite to pay attention to other qualities which can bring different experience in your life.
Yeah, I totally agree that we have to bring joy in our lives, and more we older we get, more we tend to forget that somehow, forget those simple things that make us joyful. But I guess also including self-love, right? It's also basically to find joy in you. It's about loving yourself, right? Taking your time
Yes,
to
once
enjoy things you do.
true.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for the recovery part.
Oh yes, yes. Even that. Yeah. I guess this is very important. Yeah, to remember that. Okay. So if anyone is now watching us, and that person would like to know more about you, and maybe about the program you are performing or you are executing at the moment, where he could find you, and could you please give us more information how to find you?
So you can find me on webpage remaster.live. So there is a certain description about this, remaster.live. Also, let's connect on LinkedIn, where I'm sharing a lot of insights also about personal well-being. Also, you can find me on Facebook. So let's keep in touch, let's connect, and let's create a change in human flourishing. So thank you. Thank you, Gedre, for invitation, for your questions.
Thank you, Remigijus. It was, I think, very valuable session to all of us. I think that it is very important for us to seek that flow state of mind in our lives, because we need to grow and we need to inspire others to grow, right? We have certain responsibility. So I would like to say a big thank you for our audience, and let's keep that flow in life. I wish you that. Thank you very much, Remigijus, and everyone. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you in the flow state.